Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a short story about a coin that's supposed to be lucky, but it brings nothing but dark, ironic twists of fate. It really makes you think about luck, karma, and the stories we tell ourselves.
So our story, The Stolen Coin, kicks off by introducing us to a narrator who, well, let's just say he has a pretty significant character flaw and is not shy about admitting it.
He comes right out and says it. He's a kleptomaniac, and he's got a thing for historical items. Now, this isn't just some quirky little detail. It's a huge red flag, isn't it? The author is basically telling us, hey, maybe don't trust everything this guy says. So you'd think a guy who can't stop taking things wouldn't get too attached to any one item, right? Wrong. He has this one object he treasures more than anything, and for him, it's the absolute key to his financial security. So what is this amazing object? Well, it's a coin, a heavy one, minted way back in 1950. Now for him, this is so much more than just pocket change. It's like a little piece of history he can hold in his hand, you know? Minted just a few years after India's independence. And he doesn't just see it as old, he genuinely believes it's got some kind of power. It's a charm, a talisman. He's poured all his hopes, all his fears about money right into this little piece of metal. It's become his personal financial mascot. And he's got proof, or so he thinks. He claims that for over 7 years, ever since he got this coin, he's never been broke. This belief, it's everything to him. And, well, it's about to be put to the ultimate test. All right, so now we get to the moment where everything changes. It all starts with what seems like a totally harmless little interaction at work, but it spirals fast. So he's showing off this old coin, and a coworker, a female colleague, thinks it's kind of funny. She playfully snatches it out of his hand, laughing and saying she's going to keep it as a gift. For her, it's a joke. But for him, oh, the fun and games are over. You can just imagine the panic. He starts pleading with her, trying to make her understand this isn't just a coin, it's his mascot.
But she just doesn't get it, not at all. She's still in joke mode, just brushing him off, telling him to forget about it. She has no idea how serious this is for him.
Okay, this right here is a huge turning point. He realizes begging isn't going to work, so he switches gears completely. If he can't appeal to her reason, he's going to appeal to her superstition. He basically invents a curse right there on the spot, warning her that something terrible will happen if she doesn't give it back. And here's where things get really spooky. Because in the weeks that follow, that totally made-up curse, it starts to look shockingly real. One by one, terrible things begin to happen. So, this is the big question, right? The one the whole story hinges on. Did he actually curse her? Is this fate, or just a really, really dark coincidence?
I mean, it is just one thing after another. First, her father and stepmother get super sick. Then, her stepmother dies. Soon after that, her father dies too. And as if that's not enough, she gets fired from her job. Her life just completely falls apart.
And what about our narrator through all this? Well, here's where you see his true colors. He actually admits to himself what a vile guy he is. He sees her at her lowest point and tries to use her grief to get closer to her. Just wow.
All right, so we think we know what's going on. But then, right at the end, bam! The story hits us with a huge twist, and we finally learn the truth about where that coin really came from.
He finally comes clean. That whole story about getting the coin as a tip from an old man? Yeah, that never happened. He made it all up. The truth? He was a waiter, and he stole it. From the very beginning, his lucky charm was stolen goods.
Think about what that means. That curse he made up, maybe it wasn't made up after all. The story suggests the bad luck was never his to give. It was part of the coin itself because it was stolen. He didn't create the curse, he was just carrying it, and then he passed it on.
And here's the ultimate punchline. The perfect, ironic ending. The guy who thought he'd gotten rid of the curse by letting his colleague take the coin, nope, karma comes right back around. Within a month, he loses his job too. Exactly what happened to her. So it leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Who did the bad luck really belong to? Does a stolen object carry its own misfortune, or does the bad luck stick to the person who did the stealing in the first place? It's a fascinating look at karma, justice, and how the powerful stories we tell ourselves can have some very real and very dark consequences.